and welcome to part 7 of my Let's Play of The Legend of Zelda. In my last episode, Link confronted the Dark Wizard Ganon and was transported to the Dark World. So here we have a number of new enemies. The little dog-like creatures that you see there are a staple of the Legend of Zelda series. They are moblins. These Cyclops that throw the bombs at you are called Hinox, and they are very difficult to kill. But usually when you do kill them, they drop bombs, so they're a good enemy to fight. So avoid the moblins. There is an enemy very similar to them down here called Taros, and they have staffs. You can tell the difference between them because they look like bulls. So Taros. And we are headed to the Palace of Darkness. A couple enemies here. This one right here is called the Snapdragon, and the green one to my right was called Ropa, the ones that jump at you. The Dark World equivalent of the Crow looks like a little pterodactyl. It's called Dacto, so that's easy to remember. And our first stop is in this building right here that I walked right past. There is an unfortunate individual here. If we talk to him, he asks if we came looking for the power of gold as well, and lets us know that we're too late. So apparently the golden power transformed him into a bush. I'm not quite sure what that means. But I'm not going to read into it very much. I'll just let him revel in his bushiness, and we'll move on. Take out the Ropa. And we need to head along this path until we find a maze. So you can head through this entrance right here, but it's kind of a waste of time. The way through the maze is through the top entrance. If you head in through this way, and kind of make your way in a circle around the maze, you'll head out and you find a little blue monkey called Kiki. And Kiki loves rubies, asks if you can spare 10. So go ahead and give Kiki 10 rubies, and he'll follow you around. Just be wary, be aware, if you get hit while Kiki's following you, he will retreat back to the hedge maze, and you'll have to go all the way through again in order to get him to follow you. So escort Kiki to the door of the Palace of Darkness, and he'll offer to open it for you if you give him 100 rupees. So make sure you have 110 rupees whenever you get here. One of the options is to try to open it yourself, but there is no way to open it yourself, as the door is opened by that switch on the roof, and you have no way of hitting that switch. So once you head inside, you won't see Kiki again. His role is pretty much fulfilled. We want to head into this left room first. And we have a new enemy in here called the Helmet. So they have armored skulls, but the back part of their bodies are weak. One way to kill them easily is to pick up a pot off the ground and throw it at them. So you want to avoid the Medusa statues and find the switch to open the treasure chest. Pick up a key, and we shouldn't have to come back to this door. Alright, now we want to head in through the middle door of the three here in this main lobby. You can ignore the right door for now. In a bit of our exploring, we will end up coming up those stairs over there. Two new enemies here. The turtles are called Terrapins, which is a bit of a pun off of Terrapin. Watch out for the jellyfish. They're called berry. The blue ones can take one swing of your sword. Just be sure not to get hit while they're, or be sure not to strike them while they're electrified. They're similar to the jellyfish that you'll see in Jabu Jabu's belly in Ocarina of Time. So for now, we have no way of taking out the Terrapins, so just kind of avoid them for now. They'll chase you down, but they're ultimately pretty slow, so you can usually avoid them. So now we have the key. And that brings us to this room right here. It's the one that I showed you earlier and said we'd be coming back up through if you go up these stairs. But I'm going to head through this other teleport real quick. And you can see there's a wall that can be bombed down here, as long as a telepathy tile. Now this one's a little bit different because you don't actually talk to Sahasrahla. This one is a link to Zelda. She lets you know that she's locked in Turtle Rock on top of Death Mountain. So, we won't be able to help her for a while, but it's good to know that she's safe and conscious. So make your way through this hallway, wait for the berry to drop their guard, and you're going to want to bust through this wall. You can try to bomb the floor of the wall here, but it won't do you any good. These enemies, I didn't know what they were until very recently. They're actually Goria from the original Legend of Zelda. In that game, they were the ones that wielded boomerangs. But in this game, they mirror your movements. The green ones are susceptible to sword damage, but the red ones are not. I don't believe. I think they have to be taken out by an arrow or another weapon. But the easiest way to do it, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe they can be taken out. Nope, they are definitely impervious to sword damage. I like to just shoot an arrow and make them walk into the path. If you turn and face them, they will shoot a fireball at you, so be very careful with that. So we head through this next door, and we've got some walking paths here, kind of like you can see at an airport, going in opposite directions. So we see a red berry. The red splits into two smaller ones whenever you strike with your sword. So in this first treasure chest that you see right here, you'll find the dungeon map. It's not really necessary to get the map, but just for completion's sake. You also see these little pink creatures right here. They're called moles, and kind of like whack-a-mole. And if we had a hammer, we'd be able to whack the moles, but we can't. So we'll have to come back and think about that later. So bomb that first door. On the other side, you'll find a treasure chest with a key. Let's pick up the map. And you can also bomb the door on the right. So in here, you'll find a fairy fountain. So if you need fairies, go ahead and fill up. While they're electrified, a good way to take them out is to use the Master Sword's Magic Blast. So those two other areas that we saw there, we'll be getting back to them shortly. So don't worry about the fact that you can't reach it for now. Okay, so now we're heading back to that teleporter room. And in order to reach that teleporter, just move this bottom block right here. And now we want to head up these stairs. So we've got another Helmasaur here. You can take him out fairly quickly if you're fast enough to grab one of those. You can head back out to the middle door, but this statue actually moves if you push on it. So it's just a shortcut back to the main path here. Now instead, this time, we're going to look at the path over here, and it turns out that you can bomb this walkway and actually fall down on the raised platform on the floor below. So it's the same room we were in before, just up on this platform that you can't get to otherwise. And we have keys, so we can make it through this door. Which brings us up into the room above with a treasure chest that contains the big key. So now, other than the compass, we're pretty much set for the treasures in the dungeon here. We've got the big key, we can make it through the big door, open the big chest, and be able to make it through. And thankfully, whenever you return to the room that has the walkway after you bomb the floor, you can still make it through. So it's not something that you have to time, and you won't lock yourself out of the rest of the dungeon and it comes back. Okay, so here we have 2 entrances to this room, and here you'll see a number of hard hat beetles, and you can see a crystal switch in the bottom right corner of the screen. It's a lot easier if you just skip this door altogether. You can head back into this room, walk right past this block in the hallway, and you'll come to a ledge that you can just jump across, and you're going to want to do it anyway because there's a key here. You see this arrow on the floor? It indicates that you can actually hop over to that other ledge, like this is a little bit higher up than the other floor. And we've got these passageways below, so they can't actually come and hit you. So you only have 1 to contend with. And we do have keys. In the next room, there's a long hallway. There's no railing on the sides, and the floor will fall out beneath you if you're too slow. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to grab one of these pots. And if you're quick enough, you can grab the other one, I believe, but sometimes it's best just not to mess with it. So we've got the pot. Since we already took the other one out, I was able to get that one fairly quickly. And we have 1 more key left already, which will allow us to go into this room over here. So you see green Kodongos, they're kind of like the red ones, except they're free roaming, and just like the red ones, they also breathe fire. So there are a couple treasure chests in this room. I don't know, there might be a torch in the bottom left corner, but I don't think there is. Nope, I was mistaken. So make sure you get the key, and you're also going to want to head to this right wall over here. If you saw when we were walking down the hallway, you could see the big chest over there, but there was no door to get to it. So blast a hole in the wall, you'll come out right in front of the big chest, and we will get the magic hammer. So now we can whack a mole, among other things. Make your way back through the maze, avoiding the green Kodongo's fire. The magic hammer also lets you defeat the terror pins, which we previously were unable to fight. Whenever you smack the ground in front of them, it'll flip them over, make them vulnerable to soul damage. It takes 3 hits to kill them, but if you use the hammer and actually hit them with it, it will kill them. If you're too slow, the terror pins will come back up and run at you at a much higher speed, so watch out for that. So now we have the compass. If you head down the stairs here, it's not really that important that you do. You can just grab a whole lot of rubies. Watch out for the bubbles. There's a treasure chest on each side. They don't really contain anything substantial. Except for a key. Potentially you don't... I don't think you actually need that key. You can get by if you use the magic mirror. It'll transport you to the front of the dungeon, and that way you don't have to deal with that falling floor. But it's just a lot easier if you do pick up the key, and I was mistaken to say that there wasn't anything substantial down here. It's just not necessary. So that key that we picked up we can use in this door right here, which is a passageway back, and literally all this room is a passageway back to that main area with the hard hat beetles. rooms, which we can't go the other way because of the falling floor. So now we need to hit that crystal switch in order to make it through this door. So one way we can do it is hop across this platform, and then use the edges of the platform to knock them off. Like the red one takes a lot more hits to kill, I believe, so you can knock it off the platform and take care of it fairly quickly. So now we can head through the door. We don't have to worry about those moles because we're already down here. We don't need to hop down from above. This door right here is pressure sensitive, so you have to hit the switch and you have to leave weight on the switch to hold the door open. So it turns out that the switch is under this pod, but you see whenever you step off of it, it'll shut. You can use this statue right here and push it to stand on top of the switch and drop the door open. So here we have a few more Goria. You can use the arrows to take them out fairly quickly. It's just as easy to kill the green ones with your sword, since they don't fight back. The red one does fight back, so you have to prepare for that. But they're taken care of fairly easily. Now notice the Igor statues. They were orange in the last room. To the right, you actually see one that is green, and that's a little bit unusual. It kind of sticks out a little bit. It's a very bright, almost sea green color. So, you can kind of see that the hallway looks like it's supposed to go to the right here. If you use the arrow to actually hit the Igor in its weak spot, in the eye, you'll reveal that the hallway does, in fact, go further right. So we're going to want to head down now into the dungeon's basement, and here you will be able to play whack-a-mole for the first time. Once you hit the moles popping up, they'll stay down, unlike the newer Legend of Zelda for 3DS, the sequel. You'll see that the passageway for the blue raised area, you can't make it past there. So you're either going to use an arrow, a bomb, or the boomerang. Since we have the magic boomerang, it'll reach the crystal switch. And we still have one extra key, so that will let us through this door. Now, you'll be in a tight passageway here with a few more terror pins, so make sure you have your hammer. I guess it's just one terror pin. This room has 4, 6, a lot of terror pins. So make sure that you're ready to deal with them, and don't have 4 of them jumping on you at the same time. Angry turtles. Okay, so you can light those torches, but there's no real point to it. I'm going to go ahead and light this one anyway. You can see there's nothing else in this room. You just have to push a block in order to get in there. And I can't remember which one it is. I think it's actually this one. Yep. And now we are teleported to the room with the bubbles, only we are down below and being boxed in by terror pins. So there's another set of 2. And once you're ready, we are at the boss door. So ready yourself, make sure your health is up if you need to, use a potion, and we're going to head in. I think this is actually one of the more difficult bosses in the Dark World. Not the most difficult, but when I was younger I had a lot of trouble fighting this one at first. In here we find the Helmasaur King. So like his smaller counterparts, he is shielded on his skull. You can use the hammer to hit him repeatedly, listen for the damage sound to make sure that you are in fact doing damage, and hit him a few times and you'll see his protection, his shielding on his skull start to chip off. Whenever you've cut it all off, it'll break off and he will start moving a lot faster. But you can see the weak spot on the middle of his skull. If he centers up into place, you can hit him with an arrow, and that way you don't have to get too close. You can still avoid him using his scorpion tail, and you should be able to take him down with a few well-placed arrows. So you see, I took a lot of damage there. But now we have a heart piece, and all those hearts will be restored when I find the crystal. Imprisoned within the crystal is the first of the 7 maidens, who are the descendants of the wise men who sealed the Golden Land. So we get a bit of a lead here. Sahasrahla let us know we needed to go to the Palace of Darkness, but now that we've rescued one of the maidens, she can mark on our map where the rest of the maidens are being held captive. Okay, so we collected the magic hammer, and if you check our inventory screen, you can see we have 1 of 7 crystals there. We can also check our map and see where the rest of the maidens are being held. You don't technically have to follow all of these in the same order. For example, you can do Dungeon 4 before Dungeon 3. For the rest of it, I've followed them in order just because I find it's usually increasing difficulty, but for the sake of this Let's Play, we'll follow up with the suggested playthrough, and we will do Dungeon 2 next in the the Dark World's equivalent of the Great Swamp. So thanks for watching Part 7 of my Let's Play, and tune in next time.